spiral series. And in this spiral series, when I get them flat and going for my cable bar, that's what we're calling that. By the way, that's what that's called. I don't, some of you guys have different names for it, but my cable bar. But if I hit my spiral and I get him to right here, and maybe he's good, he keeps his hands out, right? We went over this too at open mat. So now I did that spiral ride, got him flat, I didn't get to my cable bar. That doesn't mean just stay on top right here, ride the hip until the ref banks me for stalling, or wait for him to get banked for stalling. Remember, the object is not to hold on. We're looking to score at all times. At no point should you ever say to yourself, okay, I got 30 more seconds to ride this guy. No, you got 30 more seconds to get a turn. That's how you gotta be thinking. So you can't just be content with getting the guy flat. If I hit my spiral ride, I went for my cable bar, I didn't get it, that's fine. Move on to the next thing, which is gonna be our cross wrist that we went over on open mat. First thing I'm doing, hand in the armpit. This, my forearm, gonna go like almost this bone right here, right above his elbow, on top of this bone right there. Other hand, armpit. Lifting in the armpit, over that shoulder, and notice how this blocks his arm and keeps it in. By doing that, rotate that way, it leaves that wrist wide open to grab. So again, come back out. I did my spiral ride, start from the beginning. I did my spiral ride, but the ass of fire pry, spiral. I went for this, he rolled it out. From right here, it's hand in the armpit. Notice how I'm on my toes here, guys, still pressure forward onto him. Hand in the armpit, forearm on top of right above his elbow. Lifting that armpit, driving over the shoulder. Other hand, coming across. Grabbing this cross wrist, pulling it down tight and across, almost like a seatbelt. You notice how you're not just pulling it across, you're not just pulling it down, it's down and across like you're buckling a seatbelt. From right here, what I like to do personally is, I bait him. I let him come up. I'm going to hop over and let him come up. He feels like he can get out from here, then just set me up from where I roll through tilt. What I'm going to do is make a C with my hand. Making a C with my hand right here like a ref calling a caution. Pushing across the top of his elbow, right above his elbow. Notice how my head and my arm are all coming in underneath. Then from there, rolling over my shoulder. Just like we talked about that last time. We're not doing like a barrel roll, you're going over your shoulder. Right here, it's over your shoulder, same plant. Notice, heel, plant in the mat, elevating that foot. If he comes into me, turn it to me. I'm pushing on that elbow. If he turns away from me, I'm pulling on it. See what I'm talking about? He turns into me, push on the elbow, turns away, pulling on it. Plant in the mat that whole time. Again, knee in the ass, double thigh pry. Go in spiral. I go for this, he rolls his wrist out. That's fine, coming immediately over top. On top of the forearm so he doesn't get that arm out. Cross wrist. From there, pulling it down nice and tight. This is the only time I ever let up pressure on top, because I'm baiting him. So he comes up, down and across. Right here, above the elbow, go over my shoulder for my tilt. Right there. Now, a lot of times, if you start to get good at this move, the guy knows what you're baiting him for, maybe he's a little bit smarter, so he doesn't come up. So I have my cross wrist. I bait for him to come up, but he's not coming up on me, which it's going to start to happen. If you get good at the cross wrist, the guy's just going to belly out on you. So if he doesn't come up, that's fine. Right here, I'm going to use my left hand. Grab right now, cupping that elbow. You guys see right there. And all I'm doing, driving over that right shoulder, short choppy step. Driving. Pulling him right up into my tilt. So again, we're always looking to score. If he doesn't come up to his base, that's fine. Just find another way to score. Up over top. Trying to bait him to come up. He doesn't want to. It's fine. Driving right over that opposite shoulder. Driving. Elevate. Again, from right here, I'm not pulling him over on top of me. I'm taking short choppy steps into the mat and going over this shoulder.
Load that right knee. See about his right knee. Load it, post it.
Right there. Now guys, that second one, it's not going to be easy to get. It's not going to be a quick tilt. You really got to grind it. Short choppy steps, dig it over that shoulder, get a shoulder rep that you're working there. Any questions? No? All right, on two. 1, 2.